Welcome to Fierce, Fun, Feminine, and Other F Words. I'm Christine Elizabeth, and I help women unstuck themselves. Do you ever feel fortunate? This episode is being released the week before American Thanksgiving, November 2021. Everyone's focused on gratitude, as they should be. But let's talk about what it means to be fortunate. Just a short little episode to get us in the right space. Let's get started. I recently had a conversation with a licensed mental health professional who specializes in PTSD and trauma, and her current work is helping young girls who have been sex trafficked through Native American tribes in the area where she lives. And these young girls are raised into this pretty much. The culture of this particular group she's working in is aware that these young girls are being forced into sex labor, forced into trafficking, and they disappear. Either they're sold off or they run away or whatever. And when they're finally found, and by that time they might be 16 or 17, they're sitting in her office across from her, and she's helping them learn how to process, cope, and manage with everything that happened to them. And as I was listening to her speak, I felt guilty in a way. It made me feel fortunate. I feel fortunate that I was not born into that. That's the definition of fortunate. This young girl did not have that good fortune of being born into a place where that didn't run rampant. She happened to be born into a culture, her particular culture, that didn't allow, but it kind of is like an undertone of where she grew up. I felt guilty in a way. Do you ever hear stories like that where you feel like, wow, there's young women born in countries where they're not allowed to speak. They're not, they were never allowed to read. The man has to speak for them. They don't have rights. And fortunate is not being born in a culture where you're diminished, where you're harmed, where you're injured. You had no say in any of that. You are fortunate. Another way to think about it is a blessing. It's a blessing to be in a certain situation. So the adjective fortunate is you come by good luck or favorable chance. That's what that is. It means that nothing was dependent on your own skill or your own effort for it happening to you. I'm not a fan of luck. I don't like the word luck because I feel like we create our own circumstances oftentimes. But in the case of where you're born, what country, what tribe, what type of family, all of that, you don't have a say. Luck, I guess, is the word. Fortune is the word. And if you were fortunate enough to be born into a family or a society or an area where you have freedom from harm and freedom to thrive, you are fortunate. You are blessed. And in November, in the United States, it is very popular for people to express gratitude. There's this social media thing that happened. I don't know when it started, but on November 1st, people started posting one day, every day. November 1st, I'm grateful for this. November 2nd, I'm grateful for this. And I always used to kind of think, gosh, I live grateful. I practice gratitude year round. I don't practice this social media thing that people do. I appreciate it. I love any time anyone gets in the practice of gratitude. And gratitude really will ground you. If you can find 3 things every single day you're thankful for, focus on those 3 things, even though the whole day didn't go perfectly for you. Things didn't go well in some areas. If you find 3 things every single day, and say them out loud and say, thank you. And I'm so grateful that happened. And it can be as tiny as I had food in my house, right? It can be really small. If you're struggling, it's okay. That's different than being fortunate. But being fortunate, feeling fortunate, can lead you into gratitude. And November 2021 is a great time for us in the United States to feel this way. Wherever you are in the world listening, you have a reason to feel fortunate. I am sure of it. I am positive there's something that you did not have any effort in that landed you in a safe place where you can thrive. That's being fortunate. You didn't have any input into it. I feel fortunate that I was born in the USA. I feel fortunate that I was able to go to school and learn and read and speak and vote and do all the things that a woman is allowed to do in the United States, where there's some countries where they're not able to do that yet. I feel fortunate that food is abundant. Books are free in the public library. I mean, I'm fortunate in all of those areas. Now, are some of us more fortunate than others? Yeah. Nobody promises any type of fairness of where you're born and who your parents are and what your family looks like and what their financial circumstances are or any of that. You don't have a say in that when you're born into this world. But if you were born into a family that had, let's say they're less fortunate in terms of finances, but they are rich in friendship and love and nurture, and the family unit is strong, I would venture to say they're almost more fortunate than a family that was born into wealth and has no love, no relationship, no sense of family or loyalty. You see, it is all perspective. And the only way you're ever going to feel fortunate is to really get real about your situation. So I'm going to give you like 5 quick seconds, maybe 10 seconds of silence right now. I'm going to sit with you and I want you to really think, what have you been given that you didn't earn? What good things are in your life that were given to you that you didn't work for, you didn't put effort in? And I'm not talking about privilege. I'm not going into privilege. This is pure blessing. You're fortunate because you just are. So let's get quiet just for 10 seconds. And that's just an exercise in something that we don't do very much these days, right? So it's going to feel like a long time. But I want you to just take some time and think, what am I fortunate for? How am I fortunate? Are you ready? Let's go. 10 seconds. Done. Did you come up with at least one thing? I hope you did. And I hope that you will take that and let it sit with you for a while and realize you are blessed. You do have reasons to be grateful, no matter what. No matter what, how imperfect your day can go, how crummy it can be going at work, something in a relationship can be going bad. You do have reasons to be grateful because you have been blessed. You are fortunate. You are. You just need to remember what you've been given. Wherever you are in the world, go out and be blessed. Feel blessed. And you know what would be really cool is if you could bless someone else that they didn't earn any of it and they could be like, oh my goodness, I'm so fortunate. She blessed me. I didn't ask for any of it. How cool would that be? That's all I have for you today, my friend. Talk soon. If you haven't done this yet, I would love to ask if you could write a review for my podcast. Just hit the stars or say a few words because podcasters really depend on that to be able to be found. And it's so helpful for other people when they're doing a search to find a podcast that feels like home. So I would love it and appreciate it so much if you could take the time to do that. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe so that you get notified the next time an episode is released, and feel free to share any episode with a friend. This one's only 10 minutes long, easy peasy. I'm so glad you spent this time with me. I feel grateful. I hope that you enjoy your Thanksgiving if you're celebrating it, and until next time, have a fierce, fun, feminine, and fabulous day.